Today I want to share with you what my experience is with getting phlebotomies through a Powerport portacath. Okay, so first of all, these are my experiences. And when you have an MPN, it is not recommended to have a portacath. So I want to put that out there. They had to do one in mine. We went through, a lot of different discussions, different phlebotomists and different locations. Had such a rough time that we went to the last resort and put in a portacath. When you have a portacath, you get a card for your wallet, or at least I did. And I have one for my key toggle, whatever. And the good thing with that is, say you had to go with an ambulance or something, I don't know. They could recognize it, see what it is, and have your information. Also, when you first get it, they say to bring it in to your doctor so they have your information. I think they're pretty good now, knowing everything. I don't know if they had to have it at the first point, but nonetheless, I follow instructions. Another thing to know, portacaths are not made to do phlebotomies. They're actually for some blood draws and usually for chemo or something going in, infusions. So it is a little different, and so that is why I decided to do this video to explain my experiences. I don't know if it's always right for you, so again, as always, anything medical, check with your doctor in your situation and do what's best for you. So I go into a chemo chair and I sit down, I wait for the nurse to come over. She's really sweet. She sets up on my side table all the things that you'll need for the portacath. They have to access it right here, so they take a thing and they'll need to access it. So to do that, what happens, she sets it all out, and as we're chit-chatting, I'm like, can I get the numbing spray? And she says yes. So then she opens it and she does a numbing spray, and then walks away, gets her stuff done, and comes back, giving it time to settle in. The reason why I do ask for a numbing spray is technically you're getting stabbed with a needle in the chest, and people have missed before, and I tell you, it's painful. So I go in knowing I'm about to get stabbed and it hurts. So numbing spray, that's a tip. It's not a regulation or something that always happens. If I forget, I forget. I want to quickly say some things that they'll do before and after. Before, they're going to check your blood pressure, see how you're doing, right? They need to know that so they have something to measure against later after your phlebotomy. They're going to check that. They're also, when they do the cleaning, there is a saline solution that goes in and you can taste it. It's nasty, heads up. Actually, not everyone can taste it. I can definitely taste it. I like to have a mint or anything in there just so I'm not eating it. It's a gross flavor. Also, sometimes you get snacks in the beginning. I love the snacks. I'm all for snacks. That is where I treat myself to crackers and juice, and I'm very happy. So those are some of the before and after. After, they'll also do the saline, mint in mouth. That's just a heads up. Then next we put on a mask, and the reason being I have to wear one, she has to wear one, is essentially this is, they call it somewhat surgical, mainly because they're just doing an opening in you. So let me show you. This is me with the mask on. I actually have a hard time breathing in these. I mean, you can, but after a while you're like, please let me take this mask off. Either way, I always do what she says. It's really easy, just goes right around your ears and you're all set. Okay, so I had to take it off. During the procedure, you wear the mask the whole time. So then what she does is, after she has everything laid out, my nurse will go and get a different needle for my phlebotomy. There's a regular needle that comes in the packet with your portacath, or when you're accessing a portacath. That needle is too small for the phlebotomies, so it's there, but they set it aside, and you go and they get a larger needle. I'm not sure the exact size, but I know it's much bigger and fatter, so they can just get stuff out. So they do to get a different needle, and then it's time to access. So what we do is I try and wear clothes that are appropriate, like, kind of like this, just something I can pull down, and I don't care if there's blood on it. Anyway, so what she does is she wipes it, cleans it, she has the whole thing set out, she has the needle on it. She also has tubes, because the first thing that we do before we even do a phlebotomy is we do a bunch of blood tests. I don't know how many, a bunch. So she has to fill all those tubes before we do a phlebotomy. So then she takes it and she takes the needle, she feels where it is, and mine has moved before, so she takes it, holds on to it tight, because believe me, if they don't, ouch. And then, boom, pushes it in. And you know what, I'm not gonna lie, it hurts. It hurts every time, and I do some swears. I simply do. And I try, and like every day I'm like, oh, breathe, don't swear this time, try not to swear. I do. Sorry. Okay, so once it's in, I am very grossed out by blood, or anything really. I look the other way, like, you're not gonna see that, right? And what it is they have this, they have a tube that goes in you, and then she will connect the little tubes to it and pull out whatever she needs. Then, after that, she keeps me connected. And now here's the technical stuff, not a doctor or nurse. So I don't look at all of it. I know she somehow tops it off, and then she'll put like a coverlet on me. And I have like an allergic reaction to some of the tape. So it's not always the clear one. So she'll actually cover it with the paper tape and like a little gauze. And then I go into my doctor appointment, and we talk about what my blood levels are at and how it goes from there. Usually we go back in and say, oh, looks like we need a phlebotomy. So the great thing is we don't have to re-access it. We've left it accessed in case I need the phlebotomy. We've already used the fat needle, the bigger one, and I can go in, and essentially we work together. So she brings over, it's like a bucket of 25 syringes, not needles, syringes, and I'll look at the number, how much cc, ml, or whatever it is, that measurement each of them contains. So she'll bring over 25, and then I unwrap the back part of each of them and then can just hold it and give it to her. I'm not very active in looking. She knows that. We all have an agreement, don't let me look. And so I just unwrap it, hand it to her. She sucks out the blood. So it's 25 of those. And then she throws them out into the container. At that point, and we chit-chat, by the way, she's great. What will happen is I can either get saline put back in, or I can say, you know what, I'm feeling great, I just want to go home. I do have a son at home that I need to tend to. So what happens is I'll either get the saline, which is like, it can be another like half an hour or so, which I like sometimes. Sometimes I like to just sit there, have it go back in. I feel a lot better, refreshed, and not dizzy and sick like I can get sometimes. And sometimes I just say, you know what, let's just de-access and let me go home. Oh, I almost forgot. In the beginning and in the end, when they're cleaning it, they put saline in there, right? And I tell you, I can taste the nasty saline. I have to give everyone a heads up. Have a mint, have something, anything in your mouth, because it's weird to know that something's going in here and then you taste it here. Saline is not delicious. I think there should be an invention of like mint flavored saline. Anyone out there? Anyhow, so they do that so you can taste it. Also, I know either the beginning or the end flush, I'm not sure. I don't know, they put heparin in there just to kind of clean it. And the heparin is just a cleaner inside, it doesn't actually go in, so we're in good shape there. But again, they will clean it before and after, which is nice. Nasty saline thing. One thing, when she is taking it out, it still hurts. She has to hold it here, and then she says, ready, and pop, and that does hurt, but it's not as bad as the other, and you're in good shape. Everyone is different. Maybe you're not as sensitive as me. Bless you. You're lucky. If you are sensitive as me, sorry, kind of sucks. And essentially that is the phlebotomy. It does take a lot longer than I've put here. But I have to say I've been very grateful for having a portacath, because beforehand it was more than miserable. So this is my experience or experiences that I've had with a portacath Powerport phlebotomy. I hope that if you have to get one, that it goes very smoothly and awesome for you and you can feel better, and I'm grateful for it. Thank you.